Not as many tables, but should be better. Should be able to get a fourth in here. Now let's do this. Yeah, there's one more table I'm on the list for. Is that 17? So now I'm unsure. No, it's 18. There's my fourth table. I'm gonna put on the background music sound. Really? I lost the camera? Hate this because I wasn't sure if he was on the draw or if he was on the king, and now that the king with the draw comes out and he's in the blind, could he have like 8-4? 6-7. He had the other draw. It's annoying. I don't know what happened to my camera. Not working. Could definitely be beat, but there's also a lot of draws. That's one of them. Come on. Fucker. Love it. I love when they check raise huge and then I jam over the top and they sit there and think about it before they call, like they're ever folding. the camera to work. Oh, that's annoying. Well, no camera. I'm gonna check this once. There it goes. Ace on the turn isn't bad. There we go. Fixed it. Queen on the river. I'm going to play the simple blocker bet. I just don't want to get beat by like king, queen. You can sometimes still call. What the hell happened to this fucking table? I haven't even played a fucking hand yet. This table just started and ended that quickly? That's great. This thing had 7 players on it and I got on it. And it's dead now. I guess I'll just leave it there until more players come. Just the cold calls. Limp, limp, monster bet. Like, how do I ever feel good about this? This player leads after limping and calling a raise, and this one calls. Of course, I'm raising. I'm really just hoping to play for only one of these shorter stacks. I can't fold to any of them now. Yeah, flush draws and straight draws, right? And the ace hits the river with the flush. This is just fucking... It's such a joke. Like, and I'm right here. Like, this player leads at the flush draw. This one calls with the double gutty. I bet over the top. This guy calls with the pair and a flush draw. This guy goes all in. I have to dodge the absolute world. It's so annoying. I have no idea what you're calling for. Okay. Like the cold call with 8-7. That's the thing that gets me. It's just like, why? And then you fold a small blind getting fucking 9-1. This player is leading out. Ace on the river. This is my problem player right here. This guy should not be betting. Well, I can't fold. I can't fold for a much larger bet. Yeah, I don't know what is happening here. Like 10-6, like... frustrating. I guess we're sticking with 4. Just get the money in so good. So many times. And like, why are you even betting the 6-7? Like, you're leading for no reason. Sick play, bro. You don't want to just jam it on the flop? Might see one of those e-calls here. I think that's what we got. Yeah, just embarrassment call. That's all it was. Took a long time, then called. Make a reasonable bet on the turn, always get the fold. Probably better to always reduce the stack to pot ratio that much with big pairs at this point. Probably always good. Aces now. That's a great bad card. So it either kills my action or puts me vulnerable. I guess this table's dying. There's only 5 of us here. I thought we'd keep at least 3 going or 4 going for a while, but I guess not. I'm not playing 4-handed. Not at this time of the night. These players are too crazy. I'm underplaying it. I'm going to underplay the ace-10. Means I have to proceed pretty cautiously, but this raise from the small blind is what I want. Okay. Just the perfect flop for the raiser. He doesn't even bet. Past the original raiser. I get fucking min raised by this fucking moron. The call here is the problem. The guy's got 15 cents left. And you really beat this bat? Really? Oh my god, get a showdown. How do you not show down? How do you not show down? This is the kind of shit that makes people think that there's collusion. This guy fucking folds. Jesus fucking Christ. This shit's fucking unbelievable. This is unfucking real. How about that? I just had to know. I had to know. What does it take? It's just fucking unbelievable. This was a better investment than your last hand? It's just so fucking ridiculous. Like, and then these players keep coming back. Getting a lot of hands, but no action, except for when I get the aces cracked. You can't tell me they had aces. You can't tell me that. one player sits out on every table, takes up a seat, doesn't play. It's been sitting out for like 15 minutes now. Maybe 10. But he's the one keeping the other game alive. He's just sitting there. I mean, I guess 6-handed is fine. 7-handed with me. And I can pick the seat. Guess I'll take this one. Guess that's fine. Garbage of it. You don't have enough money on the table to limp. You don't have enough. You're gonna get jammed on by anything reasonable. At least that's the way it should be. Reasonable. Might win. There's a chance. This guy doesn't bet. He's got a 3. Like, what the total fuck? Just calling raises with anything. Kings again. Like, I've gotten so many good hands. The only aces I've gotten action on, I got cracked for the whole stack. Got the money in so good, too. Whatever. Nobody watching anyway. Ace is great. I really think it's only one street of value. Yeah, he's just got a busted draw. But getting that one street is fine. I'm not worried about him having an ace too much. But that's literally one where nothing's going to call that doesn't beat me, so I might as well show down the kings. Show that I was able to bet it. This guy started betting up crazy. Tell me these fucking games are going down. Can't even call this a session if it ends that quickly. Alright. Round number bet looks suspicious. I mean, he may have just had a flush draw, but I think he sometimes has something he can call me with, like 2 pair. Like he banked a 9 on the river or something for 2 pair. Ace queen. Why are you just calling? Just called my raise pre-flop. Just called on the flop. Just called on the turn. Gave me all of it on the river. You think I'm just always bluffing 100% of the time? Curious. Always a better kicker. Ugh, it's the worst. Okay. I bet half pot. Yep. I probably had the best hand, honestly. But it's good to not be facing a bigger bet on the river and have to figure it out. So that little blocker bet is kind of good. Just gonna raise this up. Make the ace. And bet a little smaller. Get called. I'll check the turn. And check the river. Could have 3-4, but he could have a better ace. Could have bet the river maybe, but 4-5. Interesting. Why do I ever stop betting? Like that's my problem. Is like I'm at this point now where I just cannot fathom how poorly these players are playing, and this was happening to me all day. Like they're just like no bluff at any point, no nothing. So he should just be checking down an ace. Like he doesn't even try to bluff the river. Like so, I feel like I'm beat there a lot, but it's just like, just gotta keep betting. Just keep on betting. It's a week open and a week 3-bet. Look at that 8. I want to see this guy lead. It looks super fishy, I'll grant you that. Guy bets the full pot into 4 players. I don't know what that... I mean, he only had $5 behind. He just put in a third of his stack, and he's got a fold in there? Like, I don't understand. It's a big bet. King 7. Awesome. Knew he was fucking weak by his fucking flop bet. God damn it. Did he fucking lead into me? Why am I not following this action? Yeah, he just led into me and just duffed it the whole way. Look at this shit. I mean, I can't fucking fold. This is just players in first position with 4-5. It's just unbelievable. Fucking 8, of course. Thanks for coming out, guys. I appreciate it. I see y'all there. Let me know if the music's too loud or not loud enough. Stack to this fucking guy. It's insane. Like the amount of times this guy has flopped. And it's like, how did he get it in? Like, this is a small raised pot, blind versus blind. Guy overbets 150. He min raises, calls, check, bet huge, call. Check, all in, call. Like, just insanity. Like, the guy bet 3x pot, got raised, and called it all off. I mean, I know you have top pair ace queen, but you didn't even raise enough pre-flop. He gave himself no chance to escape. Jesus. limp raised it. Limp, raise to 150, call, re-raises to $1.50. Look at this, 5x, he limp raised it in second after a limper, and then just snaps it off. And then of course wins, hits the 3-outer. Just snap called over here. Like, what's the point in even raising anymore? So I don't mind this all that much. I think if the short stack goes all in, it's kind of whatever. Ace on the turn. Either good for me or bad for me. Music is good? Thanks, man. Oh, the level? Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out. Like now 5-6 gets there, deuce 5 got there. There's just no bluffing here. Like, holy shit, how do you have the one hand that I could jam on and get to fold? What the fuck? How? Oh my god. Like, that diamond on the turn, it's the only way he can call with the 10. And he just has it, and it's like, I decide to save $4 and fucking... I keep saying I can't stop betting. Look at this shit. The fucking ace on the fucking river. Of course I get fucking raised, because this guy's a fucking retard. I just don't get it. God. I still should have called it. He's an idiot. I still should have called it. Like, this is the guy who had the 10 jack. I don't see how the hell he rolls over an ace on me. But I haven't been able to see the rest of these either. How did I... God damn it. Oh my god, what are you doing? Like, takes forever, snap calls. Like, what are you fucking drawing at? So aggravating being stuck at this fucking point at the challenge. Ugh, nobody's bluffing the river. That's the problem. But I've made so much money catching bluffs. Why is this fucking retard always calling? Okay, fine. You want to play for it all? Go ahead. It's the only way I feel good about this hand anymore with this guy in the pot. Kings. He posts into kings with $4 on the fucking table. Jesus H. Christ. And of course my stack protects him because this fucking idiot has ace deuce. This is so aggravating. This nonsense. This has been a frustrating day, man. And it's like I'm trying to find the mistakes I'm making. Like I keep running the situations and the solvers. Like earlier today was very frustrating. So I did some looking at it while I was actually on the treadmill. I was working on it. And like check that river. Like it has to be exactly Jack 10. This is the killer. This has to be exactly Jack 10 on the turn for him to continue when I bet. It's the only way. Jack 10 of diamonds is the only way. And because of that, it's the only way I can't bet the river because the 7 comes off, the 5-6 gets there, the 5 deuce made on the turn, the ace makes on the turn. Like there's no busted draw here. Everything got there. So I can't fucking bet. And I guarantee you he's not calling if I jam because he has fucking Jack 10 of diamonds. It's so aggravating. It's the one hand. Like you could quiz me on that. You could ask me what's the one hand here that would fold if you bet, but it doesn't have an ace in it. I would have told you exactly the Jack 10. King Queen, he bets once. Like, do you think I'm missing any value when I check the turn? Just plays every hand. No, you don't play this one? Oh my god. Aces. Again, this is like the third time I've had aces tonight, and I've had kings 5 times, and I've gotten no action except for the first aces where I got cracked. Stupid raise. My god, everybody's gonna fold. It's so stupid. I don't get what these people are limping with. There's no way to read this. It just has to be 100% GTO. There's no way to read this. I think that's the conclusion. You just have to stick with 100% GTO. I'm gonna lead. Bottom 2 pair lead I like a lot. It works really well. The thing is, somebody has to have something. 3 players in the pot though, somebody could definitely have a 10 or a straight draw. Jack 9, 7, 9. Like this is just... I'm not even going to play around anymore. I'm just going to use the check fold button. Like full pot. If this guy has Jack 8, he will keep betting the entire way. He's just gonna keep betting. He's not gonna stop with just a Jack. That's an ace. This is the thing, you raise that turn. Why are you not raising the turn? Ugh. It's so fucking bad. Like, nobody's gonna let you have the pot. You have to fucking raise there. I swear to God, if this fucking guy is a 10. Like, can't... Like, what is that? It's like only calling for a 10 or a 9. Like, you see this shit, right? Like, he can't call me if a 10 or a 9 doesn't come off. It's... Like, I'm not folding this now. If this guy checked ace king twice, then congratulations. Really? I can't take it. I have to see it. I can't take it. This is hilarious. He raised and didn't have it. Oh my god. He had the auto raise on and didn't have it. Like, how am I getting set up by this shit? How am I getting set up by this shit? He had the auto raise on and didn't have it. Oh my god. Like, and this... I swear, I want to scream. This is unbelievable. And it's, again, it's the only hand. It's the only hand. He had the auto fucking raise on. Like, this is just fucking unbelievable. And if I bet the flop, the guy goes nowhere. It's like, what? If this guy had folded, I swear to God I would have jammed. Because this guy's just doing anything. Alright, not folding now. Pot bet. Fold. Fold. If this guy is an overpair, he gets it all. But he's going to call me with 2 overcards. King Jack, 10 Jack, pair of 8s, Ace King. He's going to call me with all of it. So I might as well get it in now. If I lose this one, I'm quitting. Yeah, it's like... It's so crazy. Like, here's the thing. He didn't even have overcards. what is this? Like, this is the same guy who had the min 3-bet on over here. It's just the dumbest fucking shit. And it's like, how good can I play? Like, look at this shit. Like I know what you're doing. Yeah, the last couple days have been pretty rough. This whole week has been rough. And the worst part of it is I'm running into, like, weird shit that I'm seeing through, and then, like, out of left field, somebody else makes the fucking nuts. And I don't mind running bad, it's just like, I just get upset when I can't figure out what's happening. Like, and people showing up with 8, like this guy, he's just like re-raising for no fucking reason at all. Like, this is just, he's always gonna re-raise. See, now he's checking, so I'm gonna bet, and hopefully this fucking retard gets out of the way for once. Like, and now it's just like, what the fuck is going on? Good, at least I get to see it. Jesus Christ. Oh, thank God he fucking won. Like, this shit is just unbelievable. Like, how are you 3-betting and then having no idea what to do when one overcard hits the board? Like, how? Plus my fucking mouse is fucking up, so I'm min-betting. Like, why are you 3-betting? You don't know what the fuck you're doing. He's just 3-betting, just everything. He just doesn't have any clue. Are you gonna c-bet ever? Watch him just get duffed again. Like, just now you're just gonna bluff into the 10, right? It's just unbelievable. I can't fucking stop. Never folding to you. Of course he has the straight. Why are you 3-betting Jack Nut? I mean, like, what the shit? I cannot believe how much this guy has gotten at this table. Like, I've never seen anything like this. Gotta stop. Guarantee he plays conservative now that he's got a stack. Oh, this is the next song. Now this guy's back. What, he fall asleep for a half hour? Look at this, he finally gets fucking beat. Like, he's supposed to have a flush draw here, right? I'm gonna have to put him in. What the fuck is that? It's so fucking hilarious because it's so hilarious because it's an 8. How the fuck do you have an 8? It's so hilarious. Like, I don't even need to see it. It's so bad. Like, just limps and flops the world. Yeah, Hype, I appreciate the advice, man, but here's the thing. I'm just frustrated. I've done this for a long time. I'm just... It's not so much that I'm upset at what they're doing. I just am aggravated because the logic train has been derailed in my head. So when that happens, it's kind of... I guess he could say it's upsetting or whatever, but it's more so like my brain is trying to figure out a puzzle, and when you see so much wacky shit over the course of the last 3 days, like this lead out, right? Like, is this lead out ever something that's supposed to be good? I mean, I'm raising it. I mean, if you lead out with 2 pair here, you're kind of a genius, but this player is kind of an idiot. See, now the all-in comes, and I have to fold. It's just like, but do I? Because this should be 7-8 or 8-8. There can be some sets, but I don't think I can fold, and I know I can't. At 4.5 to 1, I have to call, because yeah, it's just a draw. Like, you see this wacky shit going on, right? Like, I'm falling back 100% on the math, and it's just the math has just come up 2 + 2 = 5 all day. And that's the thing, is I am actually, I from knowing where I used to be, I realize how mentally tough I am right now. And it's not so much that I'm angry, because I used to be pretty mentally weak. Like, everything got to me way too much. Like, but that's what I'm saying. You have to figure out this wacky shit to... Like, this player led out with nothing. Alright, see, like, the king on the river is annoying. The problem is there's players who will raise king-queen here. You know, not understanding that they are bluffing and they don't know it. So, that's just the only thing, man. I do appreciate the, you know, the kind words, but I'm very much so... I'm okay, I'm just frustrated. Like, if I felt like I wasn't making proper decisions, I would quit. I don't have any problem with quitting when I'm flustered. Because if poker's not enjoyable, I just don't do it anymore. Because the money's not worth it at this point, so I kind of have to really be enjoying myself. So I'm kind of getting more pieces of the puzzle here. So, like in this situation, I have to raise so monstrously in hopes that this player won't play on, and my hand has already been played. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the exact player I'm playing against. I want this player's money all in as soon as possible. So I have to make these raises 9x so that I don't end up against 10 jack or something stupid that's raising out of first. But I know I'm going to get 3-bet in this position, so I can open the raises smaller, because this fucking fool is going to 3-bet almost every time. And we all know it. And that's why I'm doing stuff like this. Because I have to. Like, I don't really care about the money. I have to do this. All right. Thank you. Give me the fucking 5. Like, and you say, oh, he had ace king. Of course he 3-bet. Dude, every other time I saw this, he had jack 8, he had 4-9, he had 10-7, he had 8-6. He did it so many times that with a player like this, we just have to play pre-flop like it's a tournament. We just have to play it like it's a tournament, and I have 40 blinds. That's the adjustment that I made. Typically when I make adjustments, it's not this player does this, so I'm going to do that. It's like, okay, with this player, I have to behave in this manner, so I'm going to play him like it's this stage of a tournament, and I have this many blinds, and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's how I make my adjustments. See, now this table's filling back up. Like, this is hilarious. All right, I definitely would rather be here. Yeah, I'll put that much on the table. I don't care. And it's hilarious because when I finally get a hand that I'm supposed to jam with, and you say you're not supposed to jam with the 5s, it's not true. Because the guy's raising range in the small blind is 70% of the deck on a squeeze. Yeah, I'm not getting upset at my opponents. I'm just aggravated that I can't solve the puzzle, you know? Because they're so simple. But that's the thing, it's hardest to play against players who are, if you want to find a hard match to win, play heads up with somebody you just taught poker to. That's going to be the hardest match of your fucking life. Because they're never going to fold. You're literally just going to have to rely on the deck. And the thing of it is, they're never going to be beatable. So you're literally playing, you know, you're not playing poker, you're just gambling. You're just seeing who hits more hands before they go broke, you know? So, like, when you see me saying, like, look at this shit, can you fucking believe this, and all like that, and this fucking moron, like, when you hear me saying that shit, I find it to be healthy to release that and allow me to vent that anger, you know what I'm saying? Because if I don't, I just end up festering, which is what I used to do, and then I used to, like, bust out in tears. Like, taking half as many beats as this over the past week and half as many weird situations, I would have at some point found a moment to be alone, and I would have cried about it. Like, no joke. Like, that's how much it hurts. But I've gotten much more able to deal with it. The lead out is actually not the worst play. The board connects with the big blind calling range more than it does under the gun opening in the small blind shut. Yeah, it's a 5-way pot, bro. I know what you're saying, but it's a 5-way pot. Which makes the spot overall a fold. No, it doesn't. I get what you're saying, man, and normally you'd be correct. If we were talking about tournament poker, you're correct. But then again, in tournament poker, when somebody raises under the gun, how do you end up in a 5-way pot? Like, those are the adjustments you have to make. I'm not trying to be rude, and I'm not trying to shit talk you. I'm just saying you have to understand the field that I'm up against. These guys are local players. They're all in Nevada. They're honestly, they've been doing the same thing for decades. They don't study. They don't understand the slightest bit of what's going on. So they're literally just doing things they've seen other people do without seeing showdowns. They don't know what's going on. So the game is not for me to beat an individual player like it is in regular poker. See, this call is going to be the weirdest thing you're ever going to see. How is it just a call? This player never raised his hand. Right, so then you like the shove with the 5-5, right? So you're seeing the adjustment, right? You're seeing where it comes into it. And I am primarily a tournament poker player, but I was a full-time cash player for, online for over 3 years and live for about 2. And this is, a few years back. And I'm just rebuilding right now. And that's the other thing, too, is that I'm really trying to not let my financial situation influence my decisions. So I'm playing as close to GTO as I can. And I don't mean GTO by the math, which I do try to do in tournaments, but GTO in this format is far different. I'm talking literal game theory optimal, where you're making adjustments against the field. How can I explain it? You know what it is? It's like there's no fold here, right? This player checked the flop. He bet a dime on the turn, super small, and then he bets half pot on the river. There's no fold here. I know I'm beat about 60% of the time, but there is no fold here. This is why. Because if a player can have king 6, they can be betting anything. He waited until the turn when he had the ace to bet. Like, you see how different this is, right? This is why I don't play cash on the same day as I play tournaments, because I play tournaments on ACR, and it plays completely differently. It plays like people actually have 3 brain cells to rub together. Like, he waited until the turn. He waited until the turn to bet. Like, what was the possible logic in waiting? You're trapping me with top pair and no kicker? Like, if I can't call if I can call your turn bet, you're just fucked. You know what I'm saying? If you bet the flop, I can call you with second pair. You may be good. So, me talking it out is just kind of my way of, I guess, rebalancing, you could say. Like, look at this. This is how you play Jackson better right here. You just cover the table, because this is not a player you want in the pot for more than one street. So I'm kind of talking it out, and I know I sound aggravated, but that's just kind of the way I talk. I am a little frustrated with the result of the last couple days, but that's the part that's frustrating, is that I don't have any corrections. Like, I have a few. There was a call earlier today that I made out of frustration, but I knew the guy's exact hand, and I was like, this is the only way this guy can bet here like this. So I made the call. I guess it was as much for information as it was for the fact that I thought I could win. And I went back and I ran it through not Pio, but a different solver method while I was at the gym. And it turns out I'm supposed to call there 60% of the time. So I was right. I was right in game, but it's like that ace. It's like when there is no range, where do you start? You know what I mean? So talking it out not only helps me kind of get rid of the negativity, but it also kind of helps me work through the problems that I'm having with this game in this specific scenario. Not very familiar with 50, 5 cent, 10 cent games. Yeah, and here's the thing. It's not even the 5 cent, 10 cent. 5 cent, 10 cent on ACR plays completely differently. WSOP is a completely different animal. You got to remember, this is only players in Nevada, New Jersey, and Delaware. And some of the shittiest players, and I have said this to people's faces with the need to punch them. telling them that they are some of the shittiest players I've ever seen in my fucking life. Like, they really are. And, like, all day long, every time I win a pot, I've been, like, sitting there going, how do you call? It's literally the same way that I'm getting beat. You know? And I'm coming out ahead, but it's just, I wish my progress were faster, is all. Because I'm very impatient. And here's the thing, once I get to the point where I've reached my minimums to play bigger, I'll feel better overall. It's just that every little pot I lose here hurts so much. The King 6 guy is funny, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. You have to understand the animal that I'm up against. And here's the thing. I played on WSOP a few years back, and was full-time cash, pretty much full-time cash. I played some tournaments, like maybe 10% of my total volume was tournaments, whereas now it's still 90, even though I'm playing all these cash games. And it paid the bills. I mean, I could count on about $2,500 a month on average. Some months better, some months worse. But that was about what I made playing 10, 20, and 50 and L for a couple years. And then I had a house fire, and that took a shit on my bankroll. So get 3-bet. Had ace king and check the flop. Like, this is the thing. Like, there's no protection here. What are you doing? Like, I get that you're checking maybe to trap me, but then you just pay off. You don't make the raise on the turn. Like, what do you, like, you're supposed to raise this turn. Like, because then what? I've been running like shit lately too. You wouldn't believe how much I lost today. I'll bet I would. I hit my personal worst downswing in episode 14. And that goes back to long before. I counted by buy-ins. I lost 12 buy-ins. Or, not 12. I lost 17 buy-ins. Hey, what's up, TJ? Yeah, I lost 17 buy-ins in one session, and I couldn't have been happier with how I played. Like, it was really something. Like, I wasn't even mad. Like, I was laughing like a maniac the whole time because it was just so ridiculous. Kind of curious on this one. This is such a bad bluff spot. Like, of course. See, and that's the thing. I can see it. I can see it. I can see that he hit 2-pair on the queen. And it's like, I'm waiting for him to bet the river But then, of course, the king comes off. And this is the thing. The king comes off, and I should only have flushes. But when I bet, I know this player is going to sit there and go, he doesn't have a 10, and he's going to call. And they have to get bailed out on the turn. That spade is exactly what I want to lead, but then when the king comes off, I can't bluff because it won't work. Because the only thing they're thinking is, well, he doesn't have a 10, and if he's got a flush, too bad. Like, in those situations all week long, I've been jamming 5x pot and getting called when I have the flush. But like I saw that he hit 2 pair. And it's like if he doesn't get the second pair, he has to give it up on the turn. But of course, he picks up outs, and then there's no way to bluff the river. You think there is, but there is no way to bluff that river. It's the literal worst card. Because it narrows down the range of hands I can have that actually beat him. And it's so bad. How do you fold? How are you c-betting a board with an ace on it and fold into 3 players? Hey, thanks for the bits, Hype. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Like, how does this get all in? It's hilarious. Hope I recover quickly. Thanks, my man. I will. I'm only playing so much cash lately because the tournaments were beating me up like a week ago. It was really, I just took one really hard loss. And just woke up not wanting to play. And then I said, you know what, if I play some cash, that might be fun. And it has. It has been very fun. And I made a challenge out of it, and I'm really enjoying it. Definitely having people talking in chat helps a lot, so thank you. Still up on the month, but I lost 5 buy-ins in a PLO game that I shouldn't have been so deep in for. Yeah, that was always my problem. Is that when the game's that good, you're just like, how do I leave, you know? Because it's like you see people making such huge mistakes. Although PLO is hard to have an edge in, man. Like your edge in Hold'em literally gets cut in half in PLO. This is kind of... it's the fact that I'm lacking bluff spots on that one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what this is. Like, I got 3-bet here. So, I really don't know what's going on. It's going to be the 6 on the river that gets me. Yeah, now it's a big bet. Like, this is always a king. This is the funny part. You would think this wouldn't be, but it's always a king. I've seen this 100 times this week. And because of what I know of these players, I'm never folding. I mean, I'm actually going to check because there's a chance he bluffs at me. But I'm not folding, even if he jams. Sixes. Like there's just no, like there's no way I'm supposed to fold there. Like I know I have the flush draw, but the amount of floating that goes on with air, like I'm never supposed to fold. Just because he's gonna have the ace with me so many times. What's up, Casero? Like it's just like, and I know like I bet big on the flop and I bet big on the turn, and it's like it's just the perfect cooler situation. Like this is just. Yeah, I'm fine, man. I'm just annoyed. I'm gonna wrap it up fairly soon. I'm not still streaming. I went to the gym and worked out and all that shit, and hung around for a while. I've only been back live for like an hour and a half, and it's just kind of more of the same. I'm just kind of staying right around where I was, not really flying up or down. It's just really been a grind the past few days. It's just very annoying. It's also that thing where the compulsion is to question what you're doing. Once I make the ace on the turn there, like the amount of times I've seen the ace queen or ace jack be in this guy's hand, it's just unbelievable. Like, and it's always a three-way pot. It's like limp, raise, it's always a three-way pot. And, you know, just bet. And I'm called immediately. It's just the worst run out ever. And it's like, I can't even bet. 25, 25, 50 PLO, that's pretty heavy, man. Like 6-7, like what? 6-7 offsuit limping. Like it's just, that's pretty deep. Yeah, I imagine that would. I mean, is that much more than your usual stake? Like, it's okay if you take a, I mean, it's good to take shots, but if you're, if you're like way outside your role, that those sixes had no protection. Like he was not worried about the flush one bit. Like he was not like he didn't give a fuck. It's like either I don't play the ace jack or I have to 3-bet it huge. Hit one in so long, and it's like there's no way to bluff. Like, there's no way to bluff that. Oh my god. Yeah, he has a ton of misdraws. And plus, you would think with a set, at some point, he would protect his hand. At some point, but like these players just call down. It's really crazy. Fucking club river. Really? He actually had a pair. I really didn't think he had a pair. I thought he I thought he hit the draw. But when he checks, it's just like, ugh. Yeah, the check is definitely the way to go. I just have the board so nutted, and the fact that if he had raised me on the turn and we got it in, it's like, okay, then I might be getting a little out of control. But when he just calls, it's like they just want to see a safe river come off. Funny part is, if the spade comes off and I jam, I guarantee he calls. Like just the most bricketiest of bricks. Bet. Am I really ever getting beat by a flush here again? I'm gonna go crazy. I was thinking about raising less, but I thought it looked too strong. Well, at least he can't have the 5-6. Playing 25-50 and 10-25 for a few months now. Yeah, that's kind of a lot bigger. Yeah. I mean, it's not insane, but the 25-25 and then 50, it kind of makes it, that kind of makes it play a lot bigger. That kind of makes it play like 3 times bigger. It's not even twice as big. Yeah, that's, woof. Woof. That is, that's rough, man. See, that's what we were talking about this earlier today. One of the other people in here was talking about how there was a game that was like the juiciest, best game ever in the world, right? And it was literally 50 times the stake he normally plays. Now I know it's going to sound ridiculous to you, but stay with me here. So it's the ultimate, berry patch, right? Like no bet with ace-10 here, none. So just imagine the best game you could ever possibly be in, right? That's where he was, but the game literally was 50, and it was 5-0, 50 times the size of what he's used to. And he was asking me for advice, and I was like, don't play. I'm like, you're out of your mind if you play that. And he was explaining to me how good it was, and this, that, and the other, and I was just like, dude, how can you possibly be expected to play at your normal level when you're playing that much higher? And eventually he came around, and like I wasn't trying to talk him into it, but then when I said that, he kind of saw my point, where it was like, if you're playing that much bigger, you're not going to play your best, and that's you're going to be way too worried about the money. And he eventually agreed with me. But yeah, 25-25-50 PLO, I imagine that plays at least 3 times bigger than 25-50, right? Because of the extra. Look at this. Look at all these calls. I guarantee at least one of these guys has a deuce. I'm giving this up. Watch it go check bet fold. He checks. 10-6, top pair, queen. How would I have had the winner here? This player bets into a, like, that's the kind of shit. Like, you saw that, right? Like, I have top pair. The turn makes me the straight, but it's the ass end. The guy bets the full pot, gets called twice. So I fold, and then this is it. 2 flush draws. And top pair wins. Like, what? So it was, yeah, so it was your normal guys, but it was playing bigger. Yeah, I get that. Although, when I played live, that would happen sometimes where players would want to raise the stake. And I knew, and I was doing well. This one time I'm thinking of in particular. And the players wanted to raise the stake and just like get it up there. God damn it. I feel like he had an 8. I don't think I could have won anything by betting. There's just so many checks too where I have to like check and hope they bet and then go for a raise. But like the players would be like, oh, let's go to 2-5 or let's whatever. And I just wouldn't say anything. And then I would be like, well, I was going to wrap it up anyway, guys. I'm just going to leave if you're going to make the game bigger. And most of the time they would just be like, okay. And I would just leave, knowing that the money was still good, but it was out of my price range. Like, I couldn't do it. But, I mean, that happens. That's why you never want to, like, be playing at your peak, right? Like, if you're rolled for 2-5 or whatever live, you don't want to be playing 10-20 too often, you know? You can take shots at it, but you don't want to be playing 10-20 too often because very often it's going to go bigger. You know what I'm saying? And you have no play. 14 viewers. I guess this is the time to stream, huh? I really appreciate you guys being here. It's just that the games are dying and I'm kind of no, obviously aggravated. But don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube, guys. I put out tons of different content on there, including edited stuff, a lot of fun stuff. Man, my camera is getting funky. That's not good. So don't forget to follow the YouTube. Follow me on Twitter. All that good shit. It's an interesting way to lose a stack. Yeah, I'm just going to call it. So I lost a buy-in and a half. I mean, for as frustrating as that was, that's not too bad. On the day, I'm down 3. Like, and the whole day was like that. It was just very frustrating. Granted, I'm not probably playing my best. Like, maybe my intuition's not the best, but I don't think on paper I made too many mistakes. Just because, you know, wacky shit kept happening. It's weird. So, yeah. So I'll be back tomorrow. Most days there's a Wake Up With Me stream at noon Pacific Standard Time. That's Vegas time, where we go through some training stuff, go over some hands I've played. Right now we're going through Jonathan Little's Tournament Poker Masterclass, and that's a lot of fun. That's very much so been enjoyable. I've gone through it 1.5 times already, but we're going through it on stream, so really enjoying that. And yeah, so I think that's about it. Yeah, follow the YouTube, follow the Twitter. And stick around. I'll try to host somebody, and I'll see you guys soon. But thanks for coming out. I appreciate you all being here. It really was great to have a lot of people here, you know, just while I'm sitting here grinding some little bullshit. So have a great night, guys. Thanks for all the bits and the subs.